I've decided today, since it is going to be a really hot day again and I can't be outside in the garden, which I have been for the last half a week, I think. I've been really working hard out there. My arm's really bothering me, so with a sore arm, I lifted this monster onto the table and I decided I'm going to open this up and have a look. This is my mom's sewing machine. It is from the early 1970s. I don't know what year, but my mom was a seamstress. This is her Elna. And my mom passed away 40 years ago, and I've had this machine ever since then. And let me see, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I was sewing one day with it, and it's a fantastic sewing machine. I was sewing one day and it just stopped. It just quit. No matter what I did, I couldn't get the motor to go. And I freaked out, as you can imagine. And I tried everything and I couldn't get it to go. So I left it for a while. And about 2 weeks later, I thought, okay, I'm going to see. And it went. But as it would run, it would slow down and then it would stop. So Gary and I worked on it a bit, and it was running, but it was very, very slow. Like it was really working very hard to run. So I put it in its case and forgot about it. But I've never forgotten about it, because since that happened, I've had two new machines. I bought a new Brother, which I kept for at least 3 months, and then I sold because I couldn't stand it. It was plastic and it jumped all over the place. This is an old metal machine. And now I bought, a couple of years ago, or maybe a year ago or so, I bought myself a new Singer, and I don't like it either. Not because it jumps all over. It also is plastic, but it doesn't have any finesse. This machine here, you can turn it on a needle. Honestly, I mean, it is so fine. You can do so much more and such fine detailed stuff with this machine that I can't with that other one. In fact, this is part of the reason why I haven't done any more on my piece Molly, because when I was doing my horses and my cows, I had this machine and I could do the tiniest little stitches on my collaging that you couldn't even see. I can't get that same effect on my new machine. So I'm going to open this machine up and have a little visit with it again. And I thought I'd show it to you. Maybe some of you have this machine. I don't know. I'm just going to push it back a little bit. Oh, it is heavy. Don't ask me how I got it up on this table. And don't tell my husband, because he'd have a fit. Of course, every dog in town has to be barking right now. So this machine, the case becomes the working table with it. As most old Alnas were made the same way. All right, I have to move this out of the way for a minute. It is very heavy. I don't know how many pounds it is, but it is extremely heavy. When with a broken shoulder, I have to be really, really careful. There we go. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. There she is. Sorry about all the noise. Okay, there's the machine. Let's put you. Tip you up so a little bit. There we go. And this would be the working table. So that's how they are. Great invention, actually. But before I do that, inside here is the power source. I have to take that off. It's a very well put together plan, this machine was. Everything is so handy. And it also has discs that you put in here for different stitches, so you can turn it into an embroidery machine. You can do so many things with it, and I have 3 or 4 cases of different discs that do different fancy stitches. So it's a one machine that does everything, really. On this here foot pedal, you can use it in slow or high speed. At first I thought there was something wrong with this, but this is working just fine. So you can do heavy upholstery. You put it on the lower speed. And my mom was a seamstress, and my dad did a lot of reupholstery work. He took a course, and they did this on the side. They would take people's furniture and redo them, and she did everything on here using that slower speed. It has 2 needles function. You can put 2 needles in, which she did a lot with her upholstery work. But she could do upholstery on here, or she could work in silks and satins and make bride dresses, because she did that too. So, you know, there isn't very many machines around that do all of that. So, should I plug it in and see if it's going to run? I think I will. Just give me a minute to plug it in. So after the machine quit on me, I decided I would try and find an Elna dealer fairly close by who I could take it to, and perhaps they could tell me what was wrong with it. So I found one in Brandon, Manitoba, which is an hour and a half away from where we are. And I called there and I explained about my machine. I told them the model, and I asked them if they do repairs, and they said, yes, sure, bring it in. So we trucked away an hour and a half, took the machine in, and we walked in the door. Gary set the case down because it's really heavy. And the fellow came from behind the desk, and I told him, you know, that I had called about this machine, and I had explained what the model was. And he looked at the case and he said, I won't even look at that machine. And I was just flabbergasted that he would say that. And so I wasn't too nice. I said, you know, we've just drove an hour and a half because the person that I talked to on the phone, which I'm assuming was you because he was the only person in there, said to bring it. And he says, well, I won't look at that machine. And I was so upset that we left there in a huff. And we went over to Michael's, and I bought the first machine I found, which was the Singer that I now have and really don't like. But on the way home, I was still upset. Well, I was upset for quite a few weeks after that, actually. But I got to thinking, you know, like these older machines are very sought after now. A lot of people are going back to these older, simpler machines. They're simpler to run. Even though they don't have the computer in them, they still have a lot of the same capabilities, like this one does, as a computerized machine, without all the technology that can go so wrong and be so costly to repair. I mean, just look at those little feather lights or those hand-cranked little machines from the 40s that everybody's trying to find. It's ridiculous for him to say, I won't even look at this machine. So, yeah, I never gave up on this machine. I haven't really done anything with it, but today I decided I'm going to get it out. I don't know what made me decide that this morning, but when I climbed the stairs to the studio, that was what was on my mind, is to get the machine out and see what I can do. So let's see what I can do. Well, I thought I had the camera on when I plugged it in and turned it on, but I obviously did not turn on the camera. So when I plugged it in and turned it on, the light came on, but the motor, you could hear it hum like it wanted to move, but nothing moved. So I took the top off, and I've been working on it. So Gary gave me some cleaner, It's electronic cleaner. It comes in a spray can with one of these dingy thingies on there. And so I've been spraying all the moving parts, and I want to show you. When I first was doing this, I could hardly move this flywheel, and it was clunking. And look at it now. It's beautiful. This one here is freed up. This little thing here is freed up. This one's still a little tough to move. I'm still working on it. This one over here is still a little tough as well. But these three are really much freer now. This is just spinning beautiful. I really think this machine is just gunged up. This is a cleaner. It cleans and lubricates at the same time. And I've been spraying it in all the little moving parts, and just a tiny little bit, and then I leave it for a bit, and then I've also been cleaning with some Q-tips, and there's lots of gunk coming off. So if I can get this going again, I will be so happy. I still would like to find somebody to have a look at it. You know, if this doesn't work. The one thing that I have noticed is the flywheel here on the end. You should be able to, in order to, when you wrap your bobbin thread, you're supposed to release the flywheel. I haven't been able to do that in years. And I don't know if it's just because somebody tightened it too tight, but this part of the flywheel, which is a little button that you can move this way and that way, it hasn't moved in years. So I might squirt a little stuff in there too. But this is way better. And this was clunking before. It's not clunking now. So I'm not going to start it up yet. I'm going to just keep on doing what I'm doing because I think it needs a lot of this. And if I can get it going, oh, I tell you, they'll be singing and playing the piano in this house like you would not believe. I would be so happy to get this going. I also have to do some work in there in the bobbin part as well. I think that needs some cleaning as well. But if I can get this free and easy moving so that the motor's not having to fight against all this gunk, I will be one happy woman, I tell you. This one still needs a little, it's getting there. Needs a few more sprays. Some of the screws, if I could get this part off, I would like to clean in there, but the screws are so tiny and I don't have the right screwdriver for it. And I don't want to monkey with, you know. But this is so much better already. Oh, I'm so excited. Wish me luck. Get back in again. And I'm going to see if it will run. There's power because the light comes on. So I'm going to step on it. Will you look at that? It's working. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I got my machine back. I did it, Gare.
Did that stuff work?
Look at this.
Yeah, I'll be right down.
Oh, she made a liar out of me.
Oh, it only runs for about a minute and then it stops.
Yeah.
But
wait a minute.
Better progress than what it stopped.
It stopped. Well, that was exciting for a moment. It ran and then stopped. As soon as I took my foot off the pedal and then put it back on, it wouldn't start again. Oh, I need to get this part off, but these screws here are stripped. I need to clean here. I've cleaned the top and I've got all of these working really well now. Even this one is moving pretty good. And this one here, I forgot to show you this one. This one here is for these. This is the embroidery part of the machine. I've got boxes of these discs, and you pop them on here. You put them up here, you pop them down, and you fiddle with these, and it does the stitch. And I have 3 cases of these. Each one is a different stitch. So this is what I mean, that it is an embroidery machine. It is a heavy duty machine. So yeah, this machine does a lot when it's working. And I was so excited there for 1 minute. It wasn't even a minute, was it? Oh dear. Anyway, I'm going to keep working on it. But I don't think I'm going to accomplish it all today. Anyway, this is fun. This is a nice break from everything else, from gardening and everything else. I'm determined I'm going to get this machine going. Wish me luck. Well, I'm not done with this yet, but I have made some progress today, which I'm very, very happy about. I need to find somebody to drill these out of here so that I can get in here. This is going to be the next place that I'm going to clean and add some of that wonder stuff that has been working on the top part. This is the next bit, because this is where the oil holes are. There's one here, there's one here, so I'm quite sure, and there was one here too, but I'm quite sure that there's gunk in here as well. So that's the next step, to find somebody who can drill this out. Gary doesn't have the proper tool for it. I'm going to go over and see the neighbor and see if he's got a shop, so maybe he's got something that can work on that. And maybe I can get my Elna going. Oh, I'm so happy. At least it's giving some promise to me. Should we try it again? Yeah, it's hit and miss. I'm not wholly convinced that it isn't this yet, because sometimes it will go and sometimes it won't. So, you know, it could be that it's this power supply as well, or maybe it's both. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not giving up on it. It's showed too much signs of life today for me to give up on it. And I am not going to give up on trying to find a repair person to have a good go at it. But yeah, it's not going back in the case anytime soon. So, what do you think? Should I start a new career? I don't think so. But I'm determined. Determination can get you really far, you know. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little segment into the past and hopefully the future. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me some comments. Love to hear from you. Bye for now.